top of the morning bay with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
गुड मॉर्निंग बे आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते
Namaskar.
वनकम
Namaskara.
खुशामदीद
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल
Meekandariki vandanamalu.
जय स्वामी नारायण
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय जनेंद्र
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजिए मतलब बोलेंगे नीसा बोला बनजान हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा मैं फालतू बाबा
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, lekar aapke liye ek aur drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani bandu jane.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's right, Banjan. Wherever you are, you can give us a call right here and share with us what's happening on the roads. Banjan, as you know, we're already in July 6th right now. Oh my God, it's been like 3 weeks since we actually opened up everywhere, Banjan. That's right, June 15th ko hamara sheltering in place khul gaya tha, and it already is like 3 weeks. People actually going on holidays. Whether we went for holiday over the weekend also, Banjan. Mask was not mandatory. Well, actually, mask has been suggested by many people out there, so I think you should be mindful of the fact that people have asked us to wear masks and everything. And yes, the roads right now, let me tell you what's happening. There is a huge backlog over there on 101 North, actually, near Millbrae Avenue. It's because of an accident. It's a collision, but it's multiple vehicle accident over there. The center lane is blocked over there, so watch out for that. And the backlog is huge. It actually covers starting from Millbrae, just before the Millbrae, all the way crossing airport and going into South San Francisco. It's a total stop and go, not even slow, stop and go traffic. But so watch out for that, drive very carefully. Seems like the only incident across Bay Area right now. There's no other accident except for something which I got to talk about, a hazard reported on 92 westbound, west of 280 in San Mateo area, but doesn't seem to be impacting traffic or flow of traffic in regions. Different parts of Bay Area has some kind of I should say sluggish traffic, but no report of any accidents over there. It's pretty much normal. Volume of traffic on the road has not come back to the level of what it was prior to COVID, but of course it is kind of increasing right now. Many people actually getting into workplaces right now are opening up for their employees to come in and start their work from their desks. That was the update on what's happening with the traffic. Now I'm sure you want to know what's happening with the news. So Faltoni, what do we have? Do we have the news for our bandus?
Yes, we do.
And the news are
The liability from the Florida condo collapse, everyone will blame everyone else. July 6th, report by Reuters early this morning is actually telling us that the collapse of a condominium tower near Miami will set off years of litigation as victims and their families look to find fault among the building's management as well as engineers, architects, and others. According to legal experts, disaster struck in Surfside, Florida on June 24th as a major repair project was beginning. Although the cause of one of the worst residential construction failures in the United States is likely to have many contributing factors stretching back years. Whether it be architects, engineers, or contractors that had any involvement in the building, we'll be looking at everybody to hold each party responsible for their negligence, said Daniel Wagner, a real estate lawyer in South Florida, who declined to say if he was representing anyone involved in the collapse. But one thing for sure, Banajan, is that there's going to be a lot of finger pointing that's going to be happening. Promise versus practice. Police body cam delays in Texas capital frustrate the reformers. Advocates of police reform in Austin, Texas cheered a year ago when the city agreed to release video from officers' body cameras within 60 days of incidents in which they used force that caused serious injuries. But since then, only one single body camera video has been released on time in a non-police fatal police shooting. Footage from 3 fatal police shootings was made public past the deadline. In at least 10 use of force incidents during the Black Lives Matter protests last year, the department did not release any video. Across the United States, where a complex thicket of laws stymies public access to body camera footage, activists have urged law enforcement to release video to increase transparency and accountability in policing. The effort gained greater urgency after high-profile cases of officers using force against people of color elevated concerns about racial bias, including police murder of George Floyd. But enthusiasm for body-worn cameras, which about 80% of large U.S. police forces have, has been tested, as their use has not guaranteed public access to the footage. New results are expected in the New York City's Democratic mayoral race. If you remember, 2 weeks after the election to select the Democratic nominee for the New York City mayor, city election officials are expected to release updated results on Tuesday, with Brooklyn borough resident Eric Adams clinging on to a slim lead. Earlier, it was going to be Indian American. If you remember, we had shared that bit of news. But Tuesday's tabulation using the city's new ranked choice voting system should include absentee ballots for the first time, though it is not clear how many of the approximate 125,000 ballots have been tallied. The city's former sanitation chief, Catherine Garcia, and civil rights attorney Maya Wiley remain in the running thanks to ranked ballots, which allowed voters to rank up to 5 candidates in order of preference. President Joe Biden is going to host a summit of Quad countries this year, the White House is saying. The U.S. coordinator for the Indo-Pacific region, Kurt Campbell, said on Tuesday that U.S. President Joe Biden will host a summit with the leaders of Australia, India, and Japan this year, and it will bring decisive commitments on vaccine diplomacy and infrastructure. Meanwhile, let's come down to Santa Clara County, and also let's come down to the Bay Area and see what's happening. The Delta variant is now the most common COVID-19 variant here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and the hyper-transmissible Delta variant is now the most common COVID strain amongst cases being reported. The health department says that the Delta variant now accounts for more than 35% of new COVID-19 cases in the state, up significantly from 5% of California's cases in May. What's surprising to me is not only that it's most common, but the rate of increase is really dizzying. UCSF infectious disease expert Dr. Peter Chin Hong said it's expected to be over 90% a few months, if not in a few weeks. So again, like Altu said, please mask up. Wherever we went, we saw people without masks. A lot of people were roaming around without masks and congregating in the throngs without masks. But remember that there is guidance that has been issued that even if you're vaccinated, please keep your masks on. In other news, both hikers and wildlife will now be able to better enjoy the Santa Cruz Mountains after Highway 17 wildlife and trail crossings project is completed. Well, what does that mean? Last week, the state legislature included in the budget a proposal to fund this particular project, which will connect more than 30,000 acres of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Proposal includes $2 million to finish the project's design and construction, which includes a wildlife undercrossing and a trail overcrossing on Highway 17 connecting Santa Cruz and San Jose through the mountains. So that's another bit of news that's coming out. And of course, a group of shoplifters targeted Union Square's Neiman Marcus over the weekend. Police say just before 6 p.m., multiple people grabbed shelves of merchandise and just ran out, hopping into several different getaway cars. Pictures taken inside the store right afterwards showed shattered glass, empty shelves, and dangling security chains. As of Monday night, no arrests have been made. So that was the news from across the United States and here in the San Francisco Bay Area. World news will come up right after this quick Ganika Kidan.
That's right, Balanjan. We'll get to the world news just a few minutes for sure. लेकिन उससे पहले गाने का कीड़ा आएगा आपके लिए Balanjan. Enjoy the गाने का कीड़ा, which we have lined up for you from a movie which was almost, I think it's quite an old movie, 40, 50 years old. But again, the message is awesome, Balanjan, which talks about the fact that it's actually, you know what? Listen to it. I think Majnu Sultapuri's lyrics.
न मुंह छुपा के जियो और न सर झुका के जियो, न मुंह छुपा के जियो और न सर झुका के जियो। गमों का दौर भी आए तो मुस्कुरा के जियो, न मुंह छुपा के जियो और न सर झुका के जियो, न मुंह छुपा के जियो और न सर झुका के जियो।
And the voice of Mahendra Kapoor, Balanjan, from the movie Hamraz, this beautiful song coming your way, and iska aur thoda bachega aapke liye Balanjan, gaane ka keeda. But right now it's time for us to go back into the news segments and see what's happening around the world. Fatwani, what do we have as the world news for us?
Well, one of the biggest news items is about the United States departure from Afghanistan. Altubaba, self-doubt, shame and remorse are coursing through Washington after U.S. troops stealthily bolted from Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan in the dead of the night last week without even informing local Afghan commanders. Pictures of Afghan troops across the country surrendering to Taliban without a fight amid unfolding chaos at Bagram is triggering questions from leading U.S. lawmakers and security analysts, with dire forecasts about about the imminent civil war and the return of terrorism to the region because of Biden administration's accelerated withdrawal. On the advice of the White House, the Pentagon is said to be slowing down the pace of withdrawal, directing the top American commander in Afghanistan, General Austin Miller, and a few hundred troops to stay back for a couple of more weeks to soften the drawdown's psychological shock to the Afghans, as one report put it.
Well, actually, I was reading one more thing saying that they actually have lost the war. America lost the war in Afghanistan, is what they're saying. But then Taliban won it, is what they're saying. Why? How? They say that America ran out of gas.
Yes, I mean, it's such a long, drawn-out war that we got into with them,
20
right?
years, 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think they also claim the fact that Taliban had home ground advantage.
Yeah.
So all the things, but again, if you look at the statistics, there's a book come out actually. In fact, this morning that was covered on the other places. It's about the war itself, and
Yeah.
I don't know why
also-
we had to get into the war in the first place.
Well, there was a war that was waged against the United States, if you remember, the 9/11 terror attacks. Aldo Baba? Well, Aldo has an ABCT about that too, but for that you'll have to tune in and subscribe to his video channel on Radio Day Horis Punjab. There are no survivors after a plane carrying 28 people crashed into the far east of Russia on Tuesday. Russian news agencies cited rescue officials as saying the Antonov An-26 twin-engine turboprop was en route from the regional capital Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky to Palana, a village in the north of the Kamchatka Peninsula, when it lost contact with air traffic control, the emergencies ministry said. Citing sources, Interfax reported that the plane was thought to have crashed into a cliff as it was preparing to land in poor visibility conditions. China's Xi Jinping takes a dig at the United States on Tuesday while he urged political parties worldwide to oppose any country that engages in technology blockades, an allusion to the United States, which views China as its strategic competitor. As U.S. President Joe Biden's administration has sought support from like-minded democracies, including the European Union and Japan, to coordinate tougher stance against China, Beijing has doubled down on seeking support and affirmation from friendly nations such as North Korea and Serbia. Together, we must oppose all acts of unilateralism in the name of multilateralism, hegemony, and power politics, Xi Jinping told a virtual gathering of representatives of 500 parties from 160 countries such as Russia, Zimbabwe, Cuba, and Burkina Faso. Did you notice how curious that is, that all the gathering of all the leaders are all autocratic or communist leaders?
Yeah.
Anyway, in Canada, the first Indigenous Governor General pledges to help heal the nation. She addressed the public in her first language, Inuktitut, on Tuesday and promised to work towards healing the nation at what she described as an especially reflective time. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the appointment of Mary Simon, a former ambassador, journalist, and Inuit community activist, to the post, which serves as a representative in Canada of its head of state, Queen Elizabeth. The China tech crackdown drives a plunge in DD Global. DD Global Link shares fell as much as 25% in early US trading on Tuesday, in the first session since Chinese regulators ordered the company's app to be taken down after its $4.4 billion listing on the New York Stock Exchange. And in news from India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is looking to expand his cabinet. The expansion, the first since Narendra Modi assumed power for the second term in 2019, comes ahead of key assembly elections lined up next year, including in the politically crucial state of Uttar Pradesh. While there has been no official word on the cabinet reshuffle, a series of meetings in the government and the BJP have fueled speculation that a big reshuffle is on the cards. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held marathon meetings with Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP General Secretary B.L. Santosh to likely give the finishing touches to his cabinet. And ahead of the rejig, they've also created something called the Ministry of Cooperation. That's right. Ahead of the much anticipated union expansion, the government has created a separate Ministry of Cooperation. This will serve and provide a separate administrative and legal policy framework for strengthening the cooperative movement within the country. And sad news from Vishakhapatnam. A flyover that was under construction in Vishakhapatnam collapsed on a car, and 2 people have thus far been reported as killed during this collapse. More on all these stories you can get on MediaMahima.com. That's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Babe. We'll be back tonight, live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in then.
That's right, Manjan. Abhi isi ke saath bolne wale. Have a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you in the evening with the Pam Pam Show, Manjan.
फना नहीं होते घटा में छुप के सितारे, फना नहीं होते अंधेरी रात के, अंधेरी रात के दिल में दिए जला के जियो, ना मुँह छुपा के जियो और न सर झुका के जियो.
Maza aa raha hai na? Great music, Vinajan, for the best in entertainment and